President Tinubu returns to Abuja, seals economic cooperation between both countries. INEC increases polio vaccination coverage from 81% to 84%.
Kano and Katsina states particularly have recorded 85% and 84% reductions respectively.
Nigeria Immigration Service announces upward review of standard passport fees. Plus, federal government inaugurates technical committee to address lingering ASU demands.
To be done in a constitutional manner that will, every single agreement that we reach with them will be within the context.
Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. We're live in Abuja. I am Jumma Yusuf. Tonight, Adiola Kamiakere will be joining us from Lagos with news from that axis. And Benny Adams is standing by with business news. Benny, I hear that it's a bearish week in the equity markets.
Yes, it is bearish and some losses for existing investors. But for new investors, it's an opportunity to invest in the bears so they get to grow to bulls.
That's good. And as usual, Francisca Bella is in our sports corner with some of the latest highlights in the world of sports. Remember, you can watch this news live and on the go on any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja after his visit to Japan and Brazil. The presidential flight 001 landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at 20 minutes past 1 Thursday morning. After returning with the president as Speaker of House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, Deputy President of the Senate Barao Jibrin, governors of Kaduna and Plateau State. He was received by a delegation which included the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum Abdurrahman Abdurrazak of Kwara State, among others. The president, who left Abuja August 15th, had a stopover in Dubai before proceeding to Yokohama, Japan, where he attended the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD 9. After another stopover in Los Angeles, the president took off to Brazil on a two-day visit. At the historic visit, where the Nigerian leader was accorded a colorful reception, 5 agreements were signed to strengthen economic cooperation between both countries. Meanwhile, Chairman, CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has pressed President Bola Tinubu and Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva for their commitment to fostering cultural ties between Africa and its diaspora. He stated this at the cultural and heritage event held in the legislative chambers of Brasilia, Brazil, which highlighted Soyinka's return to Africa project, symbolizing a spiritual and cultural reconnection with African youth's roots. Professor Wole Soyinka and CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso underlined the practical impact of the new direct flights between Nigeria and Brazil as a game changer for business and cultural exchanges. The sideline event formed part of President Bola Tinubu's state visit to the Brazilian capital, Brasilia. And back home, the Nigerian Immigration Service has announced an upward review of fees for Nigerian standard passports effective 1st September 2025. Let's take a listen to Victor Azu's report.
A statement by the service's public relations officer, Akinshola Akinlabi, the review applies only to applications made in Nigeria. The new rates are 100,000 naira for the 32-page passport with 5-year validity and 200,000 naira for the 64-page passport with 10-year validity. The statement adds that applications by Nigerians in the diaspora remain unchanged at $150 for the 32-page with 5-year validity and $230 for the 64-page with 10-year validity.
Talking the economy, the National Economic Council at its 151st meeting has approved a proposal to strengthen polio vaccination coverage, which has increased from 81% to 84% with focus on routine immunization. The council also approved the implementation of Renewed Hope Medium-Term Plan 2026 to 2030. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
This is the 151st National Economic Council meeting and the fourth in the year 2025, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Issues of the type 2 new variant of the polio virus, the council received the committee responsible for bringing an end to the spread of the disease.
The progress so far made has shown that epidemiological data is on a downward trend. Also, Kano and Katsina states particularly have recorded 85% and 84% reductions respectively.
With low record in the year 2025, out of the 23 cases across the country, 13 are from Sokoto State, and the council has taken appropriate steps to ensure no more cases recorded through increased vaccination coverage with focus on routine immunization.
Out of the 23 cases recorded in 2025, Sokoto has 13 cases. And so the committee has reported that, and we've discussed with the governor of Sokoto State with a view to how to strategize and see that they give effective coverage. The committee recommended to NEC that deputy governors should chair state task force meetings in at least 2 weeks before the next rounds of immunization campaign, particularly in the key prone states like Kano, Kebbi, and Sokoto states. The honorable commissioners of health in the states and executive secretaries of the primary healthcare development agency should conduct post-campaign reviews so that they will address gaps and develop mop-up plans against the future activities to be undertaken.
Following the expiration of the Nigerian Medium-Term Plan 2021 to 2025 in December, the Council has approved the implementation of the Renewed Hope Medium-Term Plan 2026 to 2030, calling on all stakeholders to support the development of the second phase for economic growth and prosperity.
This will ensure policy continuity, consolidate ongoing reforms, and respond to emerging socio-economic challenges. It will also help in providing a coherent framework to accelerate job creation, improve human capital, expand sustainable infrastructure, enhance food security, and strengthen social protection. The Renewed Hope Plan 2026 to 2030 will serve as a bridge between current reform momentum and the long-term aspirations of Nigeria's Agenda 2050.
The Council has also received updates on the Federation accounts from the Accountant General of the Federation.
The third account that was presented was a natural resources account, which stood at 106,727,969,527 naira 59 kobo.
From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigeria Governors Forum has commended the $1 billion investment proposed into the creative economy through a strategic roadmap projected at 2030 with more than 3 million jobs. This came to the fore immediately after a closed-door meeting that lasted several hours during the 5th meeting of the forum at its secretariat in Maitama, Abuja. Governor of Gombe State, Mohammed Inuwa Yahya, who read the communique, said the initiative is necessary to launch Nigeria into a world model in the creative sector.
Key initiatives include $200 million Creative Economy Development Fund, the $1 billion Creative and Tourism Infrastructure Corporation, and projects such as the Lagos Arena, Abuja Creative City, and Renewed Hope Cultural Villages. Governors commended the reforms to strengthen intellectual property, expand tourism, and elevate Nigeria's global presence, and resolved to collaborate through state creative economy desks, co-created festivals, and the adoption of the Niger Season platform.
The forum later paid tribute to the father of the governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Usman Ododo, who passed on recently, and prayed God to grant him eternal rest and comfort those affected by his demise. Now let's bring you up to speed with other news making the rounds. The lingering demands of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, may soon receive fresh attention as the federal government inaugurated a high-powered technical committee to review and address the concerns. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in Abuja while briefing the media on current developments in the education sector.
We're going to do this thing once and for all. Previous agreement that had been done with NASU by the government, the Ministry of Justice was not involved. We want this to be done in a constitutional manner that will, every single agreement that we reach with them will be within the context of our constitution. We would review this, and now once we finalize our own proposal to ASU, we'll give that proposal, a counter proposal to Alhaji Yahya Ahmed Committee to take to ASU, and then ASU would talk and deliberate and will come back to us. We will work assiduously, as quickly and as fast as possible.
Some stakeholders welcomed the move but urged government to ensure timely implementation to avert another disruption of academic activities. And still talking education, it is another milestone for the Nigerian girl child and a boost for girl child education advocacy, as 6 outstanding Nigerian girls have been honored for flying the nation's flag on the global stage. The federal government describes the feat as clear evidence that ongoing transformation in the education sector is yielding results. Zanred Dignu reports.
6 vibrant young ladies, different paths, but with one goal. Passionate about making a difference in their time. And that dream came true as they clinched top spots at the Team Eagle Global Competition in London.
My school was instrumental in my success. Apart from that, my family really were they were the grassroots. And my hard work, smart work, it wasn't easy.
And I'm very happy that all that work and success all added up to all this.
Should believe in themselves and hard work.
Still debate, honing my language.
We got to experience how it was to be by ourselves, but at the same time we were practicing for a competition.
I felt overwhelmed and I was happy for all the support I got.
Among them are 3 from Yobe State, once considered disadvantaged by insurgency that stalled education. But today, their story reflects efforts of the Yobe State government to rebuild what was lost.
A victory of the people's resilience and a victory of uncommon commitment of a governor who believes in the power of education as a key to a prosperous future for his people.
Their victory, beating over 20,000 contestants worldwide, sparked celebration as family and friends beamed with pride.
We take this moment as further motivation to strengthen our commitment towards nurturing creativity, critical thinking, and excellence in our schools.
And the mandate of the president, the commitment of the president to Nigerian youth is that he has their back and is committed to ensuring that every single child in this country gets the highest quality of education.
The Minister of Education presents cash awards to the winners, urging them to keep soaring as ambassadors of a brighter Nigerian future. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmoon, NTA News.
Thumbs up to the girl child. Congratulations to all of them. And now we'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. Thanks for joining us. Now, to promote Nigeria's local content in the oil and gas industry, adequate communication is essential. Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board has consequently held a one-day engagement with media stakeholders and youth groups in its host region as part of efforts to actualize the agency's mandate. Joy Uzo reports that the engagement is at the instance of the board's corporate communications division.
Executive Secretary Engineer Felix Ogbe, represented by the Director of Corporate Services, Dr. Abdulmalik Halilu, pointed out key achievements of the NCDMB, noting that the level of Nigerian content performance reached 56% by December 2024. It says indigenous companies are developing capacity to compete with established multinationals and are also executing jobs abroad.
It's also in line with our transparency, making sure that we're very open to informing the public on what we're doing, what we plan to do. And you can see even from the contributions from the participants, very rich contributions in terms of how a government institution can really demonstrate public service value creation.
Let us focus on how do we grow Nigerian content from where we are currently at 56% to growing to 70% that is our goal.
Concerns of stakeholders at the engagement bordered on measures taken by the NCDMB to reduce dominance of expatriates in certain sectors, need to set up modular refineries, among other issues.
The corporate department still need to do more engagement so that people won't be misinterpreting or misrepresenting them the way they are doing right now.
They have shown that they have the best interests of Nigerians at heart. And the progression that we have seen through graphic presentations shows that enough is being done and more can still be done.
NCDMB has for 3 years in a row ranked #1 on the Ease of Doing Business Index by the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
The Renewed Hope Initiative, in collaboration with the Tony Elumelu Foundation, has launched a nationwide women economic empowerment program across 36 states of the country. Tina Turu reports that the program supported 500 businesswomen in Borno State with grants to boost their small-scale businesses and enhance their economic status.
Dr. Falmata Babagana Umar Zulum, wife of the state governor and coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative in Borno State, represented Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu at a ceremony where the women received 50,000 naira each. Wife of the governor praised the initiative, calling it a beacon of hope for many women, and lauded Oluremi Tinubu for the unwavering commitment towards ensuring sustainability of women empowerment through the Renewed Hope Initiative.
When you empower a woman, you empower a household, a community, and indeed a nation.
Commissioner Women Affairs Rera Gambo emphasized that the program is designed to empower women and promote sustainable development initiatives among women. Bawagana Kyari, the Yamuram of Borno, commended the Nigerian First Lady and Falmata Babagana Umar Zulum for touching the lives of vulnerable women and charged beneficiaries to ensure proper utilization. Beneficiaries were overwhelmed with gratitude, thanking Dr. Falmata and the state governor for their support. In Maiduguri, Tina Turu, NTA News.
And talking judicial matters, the Department of State Service, DSS, has filed at the Federal High Court, Abuja, 6 separate charges against terrorist suspects who carried out deadly attacks on the people of Yelwata village in Goma local government area of Benue State, which left several people dead and others injured. Although the 6 charges involved nine suspects apprehended through intelligence gathering by DSS operatives, 2 of them are, however, charged to court on 4 counts charges in relation to the Yelwata massacre. They are Haruna Adamu and Mohammed Abdullahi of Awe local government area of Nasarawa State, who are alleged, among others, still at large. The offense is said to be contrary to and punishable under Section 12 of Terrorism Prevention Act 2022. The DSS in charge also accused the 2 defendants of concealing the information on the planned act of terrorism and killings in Abinsi and Yelwata villages between June 13th and 14th. In the charge filed by the Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, Mohammed Abubakar, on behalf of the federal government, the 2 defendants were also accused of engaging in a conduct in preparation to commit terrorism act with Musa Benion, Bako Malowa, Ibrahim Tunga, Asara Nadu, Lego Musa, Adamu Yale, Bodi Ayuba, and Pierre Damina, and others still at large. Two other suspects, Tekende Ashua and Amos Alede of Guma local government area of Benue State, were charged with a 3-count charge for allegedly carrying out reprisal attack against the terror suspects involved in Abinsi and Yolwata. In another charge, a 32-year-old woman, Halima Haliru Umar of Faskari local government area of Katsina State, was charged with a 4-count charge of concealing information about one Alhaji Sani, a suspected gun runner, bandit, and kidnapper. The DSS charged another 6-count charge against one Silas Idu Olote of Agatu local government area of Benue State for unlawful possession of 18 firearms, grenades without license, contrary to 3 and punishable under Section 27 of the Firearms Act. There were others caught with firearms who have been charged to court by the federal government. No date has been fixed for the trial of the suspect in the charges filed. Now, as part of ongoing efforts to disarm criminal elements, the National Center for the Control of Small and Light Weapons has destroyed illicit arms recovered from non-state actors. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa was at Giri in Abuja, venue of the exercise, and now reports.
A 2024 Global Counter-Terrorism report indicates about 40 million small arms and light weapons in Africa are in the hands of non-state actors. West Africa alone has about 11 million of these illicit arms. The chunk is said to be in Nigeria. Proliferation of these illicit arms mostly attributed to security challenges in the Sahel region. Nigeria's vast porous border, partly responsible for terrorism, banditry, and piracy. This arms destruction is part of Nigeria's efforts to the eradication of illegal arms.
Better to witness the destruction of decommissioned and serviceable, as well as recovered, captured illicit small arms and light weapons, which have been mopped up through kinetic operations conducted by the military and other security agencies across the country.
The exercise demonstrates Nigeria's commitment to the Article 17 of the ECOWAS Convention on the Regulation of Small Arms and Light Weapons in the sub-region. 1,316 small and light weapons have been destroyed in today's exercise, while the center has destroyed about 13,206 small and light weapons since establishment in 2021. From Giri in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And talking electoral matters, as the countdown to the highly anticipated local government elections in Rivers State continues, political parties and other stakeholders are gearing up for the exercise. Gabriel Amunike, who spoke with the people, reports that some residents, however, expressed mixed feelings.
The rescheduled local government election is expected to hold this Saturday, 30th August. Some party leaders who spoke to NTA News say they are ready for the elections. Others are reserved on the matter.
Right from when the first date was announced for 9th of March by the previously dissolved RISEC, we started preparations. So we are happy that this new RISEC extended it by 3 weeks. So we are fully prepared.
And so we said we are going to participate. We are featuring candidates in the 23 local government area and in the 319 wards.
There are also mixed feelings among the prospective electorate about the upcoming polls, with some saying they are prepared and have their permanent voters' cards, PVCs, ready to exercise their civic duty, while others are skeptical of the process and outcomes.
We are looking forward to 30th.
No, I'm not prepared. Not interested in the election.
I don't think there is anything like election.
I'm very prepared for the election. I'm already aware that the election is billed 30th of August.
Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC, confirms that they are fully prepared for the polls.
Every arrangement has been made. Both sensitive and insensitive materials are being distributed to the various units.
All eyes remain on Rivers State as a set day for the election draws nearer. Most people are hopeful of a peaceful and transparent election process. Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
Time to take a pause here as we join Adiola Akame Akere in our Lagos studio for news for that axis. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Jumai.
Proper town planning and landscaping ensures sustainability, which translates to reduction in negative environmental impact. It also promotes community resilience, crucial in the era of climate crisis. In line with this, experts are advocating preservation of green spaces and adherence to professional advice on urban planning.
Data by the United Nations shows that 55% of the world's population live in urban areas. This figure is projected to rise to 70% by 2050. Many communities are already facing the impact, with available infrastructure and land being overstretched, thereby aggravating flood disasters.
Talking about designing in such a way that after those trends, the city can spring back.
Music is liquid architecture. Architecture is frozen music. This poetic idea isn't just an abstract, but a deep artistic yet scientific approach to create disaster-resilient environments. This dictum came alive as the Faculty of Architecture, University of Lagos, sought solutions to problems caused by improper town planning. Like the keys and rhythms in music, these experts at the inaugural roundtable of the Department of Land Architecture and Urban Design are insisting that urban planning must follow structured patterns that mirror resilience and are impactful.
So I'm looking forward to us using those things as we work in sustainable architecture that also thinks in terms of energy efficiency, things in terms of impact to the planet.
The integration of green spaces such as parks, urban forests and wetlands can mitigate urban heat island effects.
With climate crisis presenting varying degrees of devastation, this move by the academia to throw its weight behind advocates of natural disaster mitigation can help the nation in creating sustainable solutions.
In line with its renewed vigor to ensure dissemination of accurate information, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Lagos Network Center, is partnering the military in building professional relationships that would not only benefit both entities but educate the Nigerian populace on its efforts in combating evolving security threats. This informed the visit by management of NTA Lagos Network Center, led by the Zonal Director, Evelyn Wosu, to Naval Commands in Lagos. Imeldo's report is here presented. The Nigerian Television Authority is focused on ensuring the right information is disseminated across board. To this end, management of NTA Lagos Network Center is cementing its existing relationships between it and the military to educate the populace on efforts of the military in combating evolving security threats. This visit to the Naval Doctrine Command is one of such.
We can present a documentary on the issues of NAVDOC, because I think there are a lot of people like me outside who don't know what Naval Doctrine does.
We need to partner with you in every aspect in selling not just the Doctrine Command, the Nigerian Navy.
The team also embarked on a familiarization visit to the Naval Dockyard Limited, where it has been benefiting from some of its facilities, including the medical center for enhanced Medicare of its staff.
We're a confirmation station. We dare to tell you that whatever you hear on most televisions, even though you don't want NTA, most times you still wait as NTA said it. And until NTA says you never already believe. So we understand our responsibility and what to stand by, and we need their support.
I know that NTA had always been involved in our activities. The Nigerian Navy in itself, I know, doesn't conduct events without the involvement of NTA.
Highlight of the visit was presentation of the Nigerian Navy's competence and efficiency in a short documentary. The NTA team were taken on a tour of its facilities, showcasing its icons, shipbuilding and repairs, as well as other major projects in the Naval Gallery. And those are reports from Lagos. The news will continue with Juma in Abuja after this break.
You're still on to Africa's largest TV network, the NTA, and it's that time we talk business. Still talking Nigeria-Brazil, deal signed, the skies opened, and the flight landed in Lagos from Sao Paulo. The next move, experts say, is sustainability amid a possible price war between Nigeria and the big global players, and one of profiteering.
Our cost of traveling within a fair range that eschews, profiteering. Mark my word, if we don't do this, we will soon be faced with a price war that will still make people rather fly the long distance.
Now taking a look at the energy markets, oil fell on Thursday after rising in the previous session, pressured by expectations of low U.S. fuel demand with the end of the summer travel season and by the restart of Russian supply to Slovakia through the Druzhba pipeline. But while Nigeria's Bonny Light remains a global delight, selling above $70, let's take a look at the prices of other commodities around the world at this time. And now to the equities market. The Nigerian market again closed on the negative, extending the losses from the previous session, with the all-share index down 0.49%. Investors lost 437.54 billion naira as market capitalization fell to 88.93 trillion naira. This is as a total of 884.9 billion shares in 26,129 deals, corresponding to a market value of 28.252 billion were traded. Today's data shows 30% improvement in volume, 27% improvement in turnover, but a 9% decline in deals. And on the aggregate, 129 equities participated in trading, ending with 19 gainers and 39 losers. That is it on business at this time. Jumai, it's nice doing business with you.
As always, Benny, thanks for joining us. And the Presidential Initiative for Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain, PVAC, has engaged a research team from University College London and Peking University as part of ongoing study, assessing the feasibility and potential impact of local manufacturing of diagnostic products in Nigeria. Discussions highlight both opportunities and challenges in strengthening Nigeria's healthcare manufacturing ecosystem. Their work aims to provide evidence and insights to guide sustainable investment and industrial partnerships in Nigeria's health sector. PVAC National Coordinator Dr. Abdul Mukhtar emphasizes the importance, the significance of collaborations that merge research, industry, and government priorities.
Manufacturing in Nigeria, stressing all the different policy support and the excellent leadership and the political will that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Pati, have put in place to encourage, investment in the healthcare products market. The outcome is very positive.
We're exploring opportunities around diagnostic manufacturing in Africa, thinking through the whole process to be able to advise them about the viability of a project in Nigeria in particular, but across the West African region.
And digital efforts to diversify the Nigeria economy are gaining traction with the gathering of industry experts to validate the National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill in Abuja. Ayodeji Makinde reports that the bill is set to improve digital literacy and governance in the country.
The fast rising influence of digital economy in national and cross-border interactions has prompted this convergence of the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy alongside stakeholders to engage in smoothing rough edges and produce a guideline for this booming sector in Nigeria.
That in quarter 1 2025, the digital economy contributed approximately 7 billion naira to our real GDP, accounting for 14.19%.
When you have policy, they are just statements of intent. You want to do this, you want to achieve this. The strategy is how to do it. But law is more compelling than policies.
This framework, which boldens Nigeria's digital identity, creates frontiers for emergence of more unicorns, startups, and simplified governance at all levels, signaling a departure from paper-based platforms to electronic formats.
It's a modern bill, it's a forward-looking bill, and the bill has addressed taking care of things that the gaps that exist and the futuristic things that the government needs to drive an all-purpose digital government.
The outcome from this engagement will be presented to the National Assembly for consideration as an act of parliament. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
The Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris has approved the appointment of Sanusi Mikaelu Sami III as the new Emir of Zuru. Presenting the letter of appointment to the new Emir on behalf of the governor in Zuru, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Garba Umar Dusan Mari, said the appointment was based on recommendation of the election committee. He said out of the 3 candidates that applied for the position and screened by the Zuru Emirate Emirship Election Committee, Alhaji Sanusi Mikaelu Sami got the highest votes to clinch the throne. He advised the new monarch to discharge his duty with the fear of God. The Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Rotimi Pedro, says the organization is poised towards propagating the sports economy agenda of the federal government through effective collaboration with relevant stakeholders in the sports sector. This followed his interaction with board members of the Nigerian Premier Football League, led by the chairman Benga Elegbele, who visited the organization in Abuja. Austin Idemodu tells us more.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, is a brand that prides itself in sports content production and broadcast through specialized sports channel. The new Director General of the organization, Rotimi Pedro, is already settling down for business with his August visitor, the chairman of the board of the Nigerian Professional Football League, Benga Elegbele. The visit is necessitated by the desire to chart a new course with NTA for sustainable growth and development of the Nigerian Premier Football League.
NTA can compete fairly with other TV stations in the world. I mean, broadcast stations in the world. Because you have what it takes, you have the reach. The next thing is to create more content. And football is in our own content for any TV.
The NTA boss says the fruitful interaction is a clear demonstration of his determination to sustain the vision of NTA as trailblazer in sports broadcasting in Nigeria and beyond.
So we're hoping to be able to help you grow or the work that you've done in the last 3 years to take it to the next level together with you. Because it's less of a commercial assignment, but it's more of a national assignment because we need to grow that sports economy. And that's the mandate of Mr. President.
No doubt it is a new beginning of partnership that is expected to yield the desired results in the sports sector. In Abuja, Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
We'll take another break. There's more after the break. Don't go away.
You're right in time for interesting news in the world of sports. Let's begin with football. The race for next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco wraps up in October. Defending champions Nigeria face Benin Republic, while Cameroon's Lionesses tackle Algeria's Lady Phoenix. Benin edged Sierra Leone 5-2 to set up the clash with Nigeria, while Algeria reached last year's WAFCON quarter-finals. Senegal also meet Cote d'Ivoire in another tough tie. Winners of 11 playoffs join host Morocco for the March 2026 finals, where 4 4 semi-finalists will qualify for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. Now, elsewhere, the Champions League group stage draw has delivered a blockbuster script. Chelsea finally gets their long-awaited clash with Barcelona, but their road is anything but easy, with Bayern, Napoli, Benfica, Atalanta, Ajax, Karabakh and Cyprus debutant Paphos in the mix. Real Madrid and Manchester City will renew their modern-day rivalry for the 5th season running in a group that also features Liverpool, Juventus, Benfica, Marseille, Monaco, Olympiacos and first-timers Kairat Almaty of Kazakhstan. Arsenal face one of the toughest routes of all, drawn alongside Bayern, Inter, Atletico Brugge, Olympiacos, Slavia Prague, Kairat and Athletic Club. And for defending champions PSG, the challenge is equally daunting, with Bayern, Barcelona, Atalanta, Leverkusen, Spurs, Sporting Newcastle and Athletic Club all standing in their way. Now, all is set for the curtain raiser of the 9th National Youth Games kicking off this Friday, August 29, 2025. Reporting from the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Godfrey Nzikwe says momentum is building fast, with more contingents arriving from across the state to add color and excitement to the opening ceremony.
The athletes are fully on ground, and the screening is ongoing because it's an under 15 national youth games.
From the age of 1st January 2010 to date, and we are trying to avoid the age cheat in sports because this is.
Finally, the FCT Basketball Caretaker Committee has sealed a partnership with the internationally acclaimed Giant of Africa program. During an appreciation visit in Abuja, His Royal Highness Eze Ifeanyi Eke said the deal will identify raw talent, empower young players, and offer global exposure for the athletes in the territory and beyond.
I'll definitely do more, and I'll guarantee all of you that Basketball Association.
Well, that's the size of a package. It's back to Jumai.
Yeah. Thank you, Francisca. President Bola Tinubu has expressed sadness over the passing of Alhaji Ahmed Aliyu Mustafa, the Sardauna Adamawa, and the one-time Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service at the age of 76. In a statement by Special Advisor Information and Strategy, Baya Onanaga, the President acknowledged the deceased contributions to the development of the Nigerian Customs Service and his Adamawa home state, and praised Almighty Allah to grant the soul of the late Alhaji Mustafa Al-Jannah Firdaus. The families of Mrs. Nena Obute Ndibe, who died at the age of 81, have released burial arrangement. Service of songs has held this Thursday at their family residence in Amigo, Oka local government, Oka, Anambra State, at 5 o'clock in the evening. And on Friday, 29th August, the body stops over at Uru Umu Anugwa family compound, Oru Ogidi, and at Church of the Holy Spirit in Oka at 7:30 and 8:30 respectively. Commendation comes up at Ndebe family residence, followed by interment and condolence visit and reception at 10 a.m. There will be Thanksgiving service at Church of the Holy Spirit on Sunday, 29th August 2025 at 10 a.m. And that's the news. Thanks so much for watching. I am Jumai Yusuf.